Eloped out, no doubt, for real. And you know what's up, man? We got a special guest in the house tonight. My homie, my homeboy, damn Black CGLMG, straight out of Boston, man. It's good to have you back on the
Yeah,
channel,
Green.
bro. Well, actually, it's good to
You already
have
know,
you on the
bro.
new channel.
Yeah, yeah. We still rocking with each other. So I salute you, Loke. Like I seen what you put. I seen the obstacles that get thrown at you, bro. And it's the same thing for everybody. As long as you don't let that shit, you don't let it stop you, and you just keep going. You know what I mean? Just keep building and stay on your intentions and on your goal.
Most definitely. Hell yeah, man. So, yeah, man, for anyone that don't know who this man right here is, man, he's I call him the damn true underground damn hip hop out of Boston, man. He's coming. I'm talking, he's got lyrics, but he's got a message with his music. And that's what I like about his music the most is the way he throws the messages in there, man. So before we jump all the way up in there, first thing I want to do, I want to let everybody know where they can find your music, what platforms, all that.
Hey, well, you can find me on all platforms. BLAKSEA. Black C, no C before the K. I didn't want to battle with Google. But that's just the way I like to flow with the beat. I like to let the beat create the rhythm for how I'm gonna stride down down that wave. So at the end of the day, that's all the platforms on IG is BLAKSEAGLMG. And if you're gonna look to the link in my bio, it has everything, all the links to all my music platforms. I'm on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. You know what I mean? We everywhere. The whole point is just
Everywhere.
to keep maximizing. You know what I mean?
That's
Just
right.
keep maximizing.
Let's not forget also, man, you have a clothing line. So let's let them know where they can buy cause usually in my raffles, we done had a few raffles. Shout out to the
Yeah.
homegirl
Shout out
CB420.
to
She be
CB4.
throwing them green life apparels up in there and people
Yes,
love them.
yes.
That's one of my favorite hoodies to this day, for real, for real.
Yeah, man. Shout out to CB4. Yo, man, look, even for me, it's like, getting like we support each other's brands, but anybody that's trying to, to support my brand that I started with my sons, so that way they can understand entrepreneurship and be more mindful of, not just being limited to what you do, but it's what you can create. At the end of the day, you always all of us have the opportunity and have the drive to create. It's just how we create and what we create. So you can go over to www.greenlife, that's green with three E's, LIFE apparel.com, and you can check out the merch. I got merch that's basically, special editions for some of the releases that I done put out and, and things like that. And I got more of that coming up. We're gonna start doing giveaways and all of that. So, and you can follow the brand on IG at Green Life Apparel. That's green with three E's, LIFE apparel. Y'all already know. Let's support each other in what we do.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
again, I salute you for what you've been doing, bro. Because like I said, I've seen you from when you started. You know what I mean? CB4 put me on to you. She let me know how you was moving, and I just saw how things just took off for you. And again, ain't nothing gonna stop you, bro. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep repeating
Oh
the
yeah.
cycle. Keep those motions going, and all that shit is just gonna come back. You know what I mean? It's gonna come back.
Oh, most definitely, man. We gonna come back. We're gonna come back harder. We're gonna come back harder. That's a fact. So
That's
yeah,
right. That's why
I appreciate
get
that,
green
bro. I
is
really do.
empower, educate everyone. That's the whole thing about it. Empower, educate everyone that's around you and everyone that's in your cipher. Make sure that you are always educating each other and growing.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. So let's go ahead and um let's go ahead and jump into a little bit about your music, how you got involved making music, where the inspiration for your music comes from.
Um, for me, like music started when as far as like my I used to mess around with my friends, do a little bullshit and freestyle and things like that. But they got to the point where they was like, you need to be writing this stuff down. So once they started encouraging me on that, it was like, all right, well, you know what, let me start doing that. And then it's like just learning the business. But I had a friend of mine that was like, listen, you got to get the gab, you can rap, but you got to learn the business. Because as long as you learn the business and you know all the points, you know where who gets paid, when they get paid, and how much they get paid, and you do all that, then at least now you're not just gonna be a product of of the hood and the music. No, you're gonna be thinking on a business mindset. So ever since that happened, that's all I've been doing was just making sure that I grew as a rapper, as an artist, but also as somebody that was gonna grow to understand business. You know what I mean? So that's why I putting out. So me starting a label was so that way I could now apply the business, the knowledge, and the professionalism that I've learned over the years, and now start applying that to where I can now supply and give that back to to the youngins that are growing up and coming up, even whether in my hood or outside of it, that want to do music and pursue it, but they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the support, they don't have the that those like even mentorship, they don't have that.
Right. But how did you go from let's say just rapping to at one point wanting to start that record label, and what made you go like, you know what, man, I gotta start a record. It's got to go a little deeper than what it is right now, you know?
It's like saying, once you learn what your passion is and what you're really like, it's like saying if this is gonna be your career, if this is something that you really want to do, then you gotta learn how to level up. No matter what it is that you're doing, you gotta learn how to level up. Whether you're an athlete, you could be a chef, all these things, you know, you might start off as just cooking, but at the end of the day, you want to expand if that's what you're gonna still be doing and you see yourself doing this for the rest of your life. So for me, doing music is something that I see myself doing for the rest of my life because I I appreciate it, I believe in it, I value it, and this is what fuels me. But it also has encouraged me to expand myself into other areas that are about growing. It's about stepping outside of your box. Don't just be, I'm not just and even was it was that whole mindset of, people always see you as you get older. It's like, oh, the older you get, are you just an artist? Are you just an artist? Are you not doing anything that's going to now show you to be somebody that's on a business mindset on this kind of level where you're trying to be? Your goal is to be, someone that is recognized within the space of how you traveling and everything so I'm like, listen, if I didn't put my all into this for many years and I'm over 20 years into this, where now I'm making sure that financially I'm able to recoup off of my investment. And since I've been investing in myself for so long, it's like it only made sense. I look at it like, why would you start building a house? And then because people are like, oh, yeah, well, you don't have the money right now. So why are you still trying to build that house and
Hmm.
want to encourage you to abandon it? But it's like, no, I've already put this amount of time into this home. So I'm not going to abandon it. I can be patient. I'm gonna be
Right.
patient. I'm gonna set myself in the position that I need to set myself in, so that way now I can add on to that foundation. I can now build that to be a bigger home than I even first initially thought about me building.
Right.
And that's where I'm at now. And that's where I'm at now. Because I've been able to branch off, not just thinking a label mindset, but thinking, okay, clothing brand, because I'm an artist. And my videos, if I'm paying for me to be in videos, I'm gonna have my brand on in my videos. I'm not gonna be paying somebody, buying somebody else's brand to put on in my videos that I'm paying money to get the videos recorded. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're spending all the bread, but you're spending it out so no, I represent what I know is going to bring back. Because that's the whole thing about investing in yourself is like you're investing for ROI, return on your investment.
Right. And I think when it comes to and that's one thing you said about like abandoning, hey, I'm not doing this right, or this ain't happening right now, I gotta abandon, even though the time, they say that time is priceless, man, so when you putting time and effort into something, um to me it's like you just don't know when it's going to blow, you know All it could
It
take is one more song, one more video, one more whatever the case may be. You don't know if the next one is that one.
was how
But if you
consistent are
never
you
make
being?
it, how you gonna know? You know?
And my thing is even to give to you is like you've been consistent in making sure that you have content, you're uploading content, even when it felt like, yo, I got hit with this brick and I got hit with this roadblock. It's like, yo, well, no. You could have been like, nah, I'm gonna stop. Fuck it. You know what I mean? I don't need to do this anymore because da 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 da. But it's like, no. You was like, no, I've already created this. I've already done this. I can put myself right back into the same position. All I have to do now is strategize. Be
Right,
a little bit more intentional with how I'm going about this so that way I really get these things moving and I get this thing solidified to where none of y'all can stop me. That is the
right.
whole point of what I've been doing is like doing things in a way, excuse me, doing things in a way where nobody can stop you. They can't get in your way because even if they try to get in your way, you already got everything lined up the way that you want to get it lined up. So even if they try to throw a wrench, they just making themselves obvious that they hating. So now you can now even maneuver and strategize against how to even keep those motherfuckers out your way because of the fact that now they gotta show themselves. You know what I mean? Like that's just a lot of people.
Facts. Facts, man. And what would you know, and that's another thing, man, I want to touch on real quick. I see a lot of youngsters coming to the game. Well, I see even YouTube, but we're going to talk about youngsters that rap, right? What, by the way, what up, Ban Garcia and CB420's in the house? How y'all doing
Hey,
tonight? So
squad.
we got youngsters, right? And they may have some badass flows. They may sound good. They really may be doing their damn thing, but they think just because they got that flow, they're gonna blow up right away. They're like, man, I can rap my ass off. I'm shit, it's going down when I hit the studio. And then they get discouraged when they don't blow up right away. And they're like, well, shit, man, you know what? So how do you keep them in the right mindset to understand that shit? You know, uh,
I think what I followed was like even like say Michael Jordan athletes. They always said when you're not practicing, there's somebody out there that is. So at the end of the day, it's about your consistency and your drive and also your hustle. And your hustle is not just, you know, how you can get over. Your hustle is how you are educating yourself to be more business minded in this area or this space that you're gonna, you know, that you need to be in. Because let's be realistic, a lot of artists don't understand the industry. So if you want to be really in the industry, you need to study the industry. You need to study how they do things so that way you know what not to get caught up in and the things that are gonna and knowing, okay, these are the people I need to get to know. These are the people I need to talk to. These are the people that I need to have a relationship with on whatever kind of level, as long as it's a positive level. Because if you create negative relationships, you know how that's gonna affect you. And especially if you indie, you know that's gonna affect you even more. You know what I mean? Because you don't have those ties where it's like, oh yeah, you know, you've already made money with these people. Nah. And if you don't have a budget, it's going to be difficult. So
mhm,
you have to learn what areas of that you don't need a budget in and what are the areas you need a budget in and what areas are more specific for your growth so that way when you present yourself in to some people, you won't even need that budget because your name is already good. Is already good.
right.
The one thing I realized was that we don't focus on making sure our name is good before we try to work with somebody or anything like that. So if an artist is going to be like, yo, 5,000, well, imagine if you took that 5K and you invested in yourself and then you go back and then want to do a song with them. At that point, those numbers are going to change because they're
Mhm,
seeing how much you invested in yourself. They're seeing how much you invested in the smart areas of yourself to be able to see that. So that's why I started my label. So that way now I can take that knowledge and say, hey, if you want to be, if this is your goal and this is where you're trying to be at, come sit down with me. I'm not locking you in. I'm not signing you to a contract to say, "Oh, I'm signing you're signing to me." No. We're doing contract, a service contract that is about your development, your growth, your business understanding of what things you need to know better when it comes down to navigating the industry or being prepared to compete. Because when you're indie, you have to know how the industry does things so that way you can know where you got to compete at. And when it comes down to talent, talent isn't where you're competing at. You're competing with
Mhm.
the machine.
Right.
You're
And you know
competing
what,
with everything that's backing them.
the thing about when it comes to the industry and the way they do artists, and I ask all kinds of artists this all the time because it's kind of like a back and forth thing. One artist will say it's better to be independent. Other artists will say no, it's better to get signed. Um, what is the downfall? Because I know when they got you signing them contracts, man, a lot of individuals, just like the advance they give you, a lot
Mm,
of individuals don't understand what that advance really is, and that's when they going out and they just kind of blowing it. They
but
think they're
look,
balling, but they don't really understand what it is when they give them that.
but that's the thing that I'm so confused about, look, is because like we see so much on the internet. Like I'm pre-internet era when it comes to this music. So we was out here handing out CDs and people to your face turning you
Hmm.
down. Internet is safe. You can put your music out and somebody doesn't have to deny you to your face. You know what I mean? Like they don't even have to deny you on social media. You could post your song. Oh yeah, I just dropped the song and you see only 5 likes. You know you can't, you're not gonna come at everybody. You're not gonna be jumping online like because that's gonna put a sour image on your social media content. But at the end of the day, it's about understanding I need to be someone that is how they say the art of war. I knew when I came into this industry, when I came into this game, and I came into this music, it was about I'm gonna be dealing with sharks. So if I make any business moves, I gotta already be thinking that you trying to one up me. And it's not to say that I'm thinking like that for everybody, but it's about just having that fortitude and that ground and that foundation to say, listen, put yourself in a position where no you know what is right and what's wrong, so that way nobody can try to play you. But if you don't know what's right and you don't know what's wrong, people are gonna play you left and right. Engineers, producers, cover artists, like they're gonna play you because you're gonna be oh yeah well I gotta you're gonna tell them I got a budget of 5,000. What you think they're gonna try
Oh,
to tell you how much they need to spend, how much you need to spend for something? If you
yep,
blow if you throwing out those numbers, they're gonna tell oh yeah pay me 500 for this cover art. If you don't know any better, you're gonna go and do that because you're gonna
yep,
believe that that cover art is gonna be so miraculous and so famous, so bad and so great that people are gonna want to just gravitate to your music based off of that. Nah, there's so much that we learn. It's your personality, your character, how what your presence is, how really secure in you being a part of this music. I done seen people that are my age stop doing the music because they're like, I didn't make it. So I'm gonna leave it to the younger generation. And I'm like, but why is it that you gotta stop making music even if you're gonna pass the torch on to somebody that's younger than you? You don't have to
mm,
stop making music. If you really enjoy doing what you're doing and this is your craft and this is what you do, you just make sure that you elevate yourself to where you have they say don't put all your eggs in one basket. So I'm not just a rapper. I'm create I started a nonprofit. I started a clothing brand. I started a record label. Also, that way it would make sure that the money that I'm investing, I can keep investing as long as you know business.
right,
You can reinvest what you have invested as long as you have started a business. But if you don't start a business and you still moving like just a rapper or just an artist, what do you think they're gonna try to do to you? They're gonna wanna own you. They're gonna wanna own your masters. They're gonna wanna own everything because they're not gonna try to educate you. They're gonna wanna get as much as they can get out of you, and then be like, oh well, you should have been educating yourself during that time frame. You should have been
Mhm.
building your relationships during that time frame. I learned from Wiz Khalifa, like you can be on certain record labels, and if you think they're gonna drop you, you better make sure that you have a good relationship with all the people that you've had access to during that time that you was on that label, and they expose you to these people because those people are still resources that you can have access to, even if you're not on that label.
Right.
They're still about making money. They're not about making money. You think everybody? No, ain't nobody exclusive to no label. Even in the industry, there's not a one person in the industry that is exclusive unless they're really making some real top dollar with with that label. That's the only way that they're gonna be like, nah, unless you paying me this, that's the only way I'm working with you.
Mhm.
But we've seen A&Rs pull up to small local shows just because why? Because they know that hey, I can make a little small change off of this, and I can just sit in this showcase, watch y'all, give you my opinion real quick, and then be off of it. Do
Yep.
you want to deal with Do you want to deal with somebody that's going to be fly by like oh, or do you want to actually deal with somebody that's going to sit down with you, somebody that's going to talk with you, somebody that's going to also educate you while you're going through whatever process it is that you're going through while you're working with them? Because in the end, it's not about me. That's why Green Life is about educating everyone. It's about educating everyone. So that way, however it could be a month, 2 months, 6 months. It could be a year that you work with us. The point is that once you stop working with us, everything that you've been able to learn while you've been working with us, you're taking that forward. You're
Right.
building
You
off
get
of that.
you're giving what they say you could fish, you could catch a fish and feed a man, or you could teach a man how to fish
So he can feed himself.
so he can feed himself. Exactly.
And a lot of people don't, they're not, their motivation. That's why I tell people, like, I'm not in competition with no artist. I'm going to do what I do regardless. Y'all can blow up 10 times better than me, all of that. That's fine. But just understand that I'm still in control of what I do. I'm still in control of what I have going on for me. So if you're not in a position to have control over what you got going on, but you feel like you're in a higher position than me, that's great. But still
Mhm.
understand you're not in control of what you got going on for you.
Right. That's deep. That's real. That's real right there, man. That's some deep real reality. Because a lot of individuals want to think they are in control, man. They're not. So how do you feel about the in 2024? And we're about to jump into some real deep talk, man. Because I remember how long I believe I still had the original channel, and I believe we was talking about getting you back on the original channel before it got terminated. And
Yeah.
but before we jump into that, anyways, we was talking about kind of racial politics in the game, and you said you was dealing with something like that. But before we jump into that, in 2024, what do you think the state of hip hop is, man? Is it in a good state or
I'm gonna say this. Hip hop's always in a thriving state. Regardless of what's going on, regardless of who's putting out music, anything like that. We are it's 50 years in right now. So at the end of the day, and I'm seeing rejuvenation. I'm seeing replenishment. I'm seeing, regardless of all the stuff that we can see going on in the news and things like that, a lot of the upcoming generation, it's gonna be their choice of what
Mhm,
direction they go in. And at the end of the day, it's about being it's about being people that are involved and being there to support that growth. Because if we fall off like, oh nah, hip hop's da 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 da, I'm not even rocking with it right now. I'm leaving. No, because I'm hearing a lot of things where it's like, well, how come hip hop doesn't have, subgenres like rock does, or a lot of these other genres of music? Because
mhm,
that's the point. They they don't want it to be split up to where now they gotta split up. Okay, if you like the OG music, you listening to this. They don't gotta compete. No, they're making it. they're making it where we were competing when it came to hip hop. We was competing based off of the intellectual rhymes that we spin. Now they want to make us compete over who's making the most money.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the issue that I see that has brought the disconnect, because it's not about, you know, it's not about the song you make or the message. Everything now is about how flashy can you do it and how much money are you making from what you did. So at the end of the day, I'm looking at it like, okay, so that's the image and intentions that y'all want every artist that comes into rap. It's not about pop, R&B, jazz, none of these things. It's only in rap. It's only
Mm-hmm.
in rap that they want you so focused on who's getting the most money, because that's the level. Because you know why? Because they've dumbed down the competitiveness of the bars.
Right.
They're like, oh
Exactly.
nah, you don't need bars. Just make a song that you. If you made all this money off that song, then hey, you a hot rapper. It's not about the fact that, okay, so what did your song build? What did your song build off, like legacy? What did your song build off of, like longevity?
Mm-hmm.
If are you telling me that literally right now, because a lot of you got fad raps. I'm not saying fad rappers. You have fad raps that they will be here now and be gone in a second. There are songs that last, that have longevity, all of that. But that's the whole thing. Is that that's not the focus right now. The focus is the industry is investing into these rappers that they're putting life insurance on and saying we don't know how long you're gonna last. So because we don't know how long you're gonna last, we need you to pump out the most return on investment that we can get out of you, so that way we can make sure that before you end up doing whatever it is or and whatever might happen to you, we're making this money.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how it was before. That's not how it was before. You think any of these record labels had to put a life insurance policy on diggable planets?
You know what? I don't think they thought about it until they thought about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold up.
They
This is
no,
just
the deeper the music got into the self, the like the like the internal violence,
mm-hmm.
the more that they started seeing how they could propagandize that and make money off of it. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like, oh yeah, conscious rappers, we can't make money off of that unless it's in a movie,
Mm-hmm.
unless it's in something like this, or if it's in a commercial. But at the end of the day, no. Action movies are filled with what? Violence. So so if you have music that's filled with violence, it can fit with those action movies. It can fit with a lot of these things, and that's what really sells.
Yep. Yep. And do you think that being that you brought up the life insurance policies that these record labels because a lot of people didn't know they was doing that until it came out. I forget which artist it was that deceased, and then it came out that they had like a major life insurance policy on him, and they got paid. And then the family was fighting. I can't remember which artist was, but they was fighting for the
Me
royalties
either.
and all that. But
Hmm.
anyways, um, do you think that once they start putting these life insurance policies, because it kind of got thrown in the air at one point that they see, you know what? They started trying to blame the record label for some of these artists that has passed away for passing away due to the life insurance policy. You think they'd take it that far?
I'm gonna say it's a possibility.
Right. It's
I'm gonna say what we've seen. If people who are broke are willing to take that actual opportunity and chance to do something like that, what do you think somebody with a lot of money is willing to do to keep it?
right. Right. Yeah. It's wild, man. So, and a big shout out to the chat. We got CB4. We got the wall
Facts.
only. Juan Rubio. I
Facts.
see you. 619, man. We Boston, California.
Hey,
I
salute to
believe we got
y'all.
Arizona in here. or something like that, man. I know the homie somewhere out that way. But yeah, big shout to yeah, that's intense right there, man. And they say
Make
that
sure y'all hit that link. Make sure y'all hit that
yeah,
link that CB420's posting up. Make sure y'all hit that link. If you
yeah,
want to
that
follow
link
me
is
on,
pinned
on
right there.
YouTube, that's my you.
Y'all
Make sure
hit
y'all
that
tap
link,
in.
subscribe, like, run it up, man. Thunder
And
Locos in the
just drop
house.
my oh, peace thunder, peace thunder. Shout out to you. Hey, make sure y'all tap in. I just dropped my just after midnight. My new single just dropped. Lord forgive me, featuring my
Okay.
in the building.
Okay, yeah, happy Independence Day to Liberia. And you heard it, man. He just dropped a new track. Hit that link and go check out that new, man. It's official. And the thing about it is, check it out on the channel. I told you when I was going to drop the video I made where you was freestyling. I said I was supposed to drop it Tuesday, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna have him on the channel. So what's best to
You might as well
promote
do it
the
that day.
interview and drop it on the day of the interview, and then you dropped the new track on the day of the interview and the day that I dropped it. So all that just kind of came together, man. That's dope.
You already know, Loke. You
That's
already know,
dope.
Loke. Like
Yeah. So
everything is by divine right, brother. Everything is by
right,
divine right.
that's dope, man. Everybody hit that link. It's pinned right there, so y'all ain't even gotta scroll up. Just hit it.
And make sure y'all
So
keep supporting the brother Loke. All right. Make sure y'all keep on supporting the brother Loke out TV. Make sure. All right. Loke is doing
hey,
his thing, and he's putting on in the ways that he knows how to put on, and he's gonna do that because that's genuine. It's not trying to be anybody else. It's doing it the way that you want to do it, and how you want to represent yourself in these foundations and on these platforms. So make sure that y'all keep
that's
following the brother.
facts. That's facts. As a matter of fact, man, we got the fan bam in here for real because I know the Wall only he's been rocking with the channel for like man since the beginning. We talking like the early hundreds of the original
Okay.
channel. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's fan band for real. So let's talk a little bit about what you was talking about dealing with the racial politics in the music game. Was you trying to collab or trying to get some collaborations or what was that
The
about?
way for me is right now it's not even I'm not even thinking of things on I've learned to take certain things out because when we highlight the negatives, it's like giving that too much of a platform. So for
Hmm.
me it's more like what I've been doing is giving an opening to say, "Hey, listen, I want to work with artists all over the place. You know what I mean? I want to work with artists of all cultures and everything like that because at the end of the day, it's about us coming together to unify our communities and things like that. So, but
Hmm.
at the same time, professionalism is professionalism. I'm not the illest. I don't. I yeah, I'm the illest rapper alive. I'm gonna say that. But
You hey,
outside of that, we all know that this is one thing in this realm of rap that you are supposed to have that mindset. Nobody's looking at you to be like, nah, you second best or you're this or nah. I believe in how much you put in effort to better yourself and to put out good music. That's the main thing for me. So my goal is to put out good music. I want to work with artists that are down to make good music and understand that we learn each other's styles and learn
mhm,
each other's flows, learn each other's like how we really can bring the best out with each other and make good music. It's not
mhm,
about just saying, "Oh yeah, you know, I'll just do a song with everybody," and think. No, I'm critical at the same time. If I'm as critical of myself, I'm gonna be critical of somebody else that I'm gonna do a song with. I'm gonna be real. That's just and I expect everybody to do the same thing for me. You know what I mean? So I'm not looking at like, oh no, you shouldn't be trying to judge me. Nah, judge everybody. Because you know
right.
why? Because it's about making sure that the music that you make is one that you represent, is one that you feel 100% about. It's not about saying, oh, I'm just gonna make a song with somebody, but I don't really fuck with them like that. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that because everybody's gonna really know. And that is where it takes away from the genuine ability to really rock with each other, really rock with each other's hood, and not have to turn around and be like, yeah, I made a song with you today, but next week we got a diss track against each other. What?
Right. Yeah, that's
What?
wild. That's
A
wild.
lot, a lot of these, and but that's what's encouraged. It's encouraged to make records with people so that for the clout. No, I'm not making records with you for the clout. I'm making a record with you because the record's going to be good and it's going to be recognized and received in our cultures, no matter what it is
Right.
at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's
Oh, shit. Look at CB4 talking about, I'm judging you right now.
judge you right now. Hey, no judge zone. But yeah, I think at some point, and I think like you were saying earlier, artists have come to think that it's all about the flashiness of the game. It's all about, and I think that has really eliminated the love for the art in a lot of situations when it comes to music. Period. But I think really in everything nowadays, everybody wants the flashiness, and I think once they start seeing that, or they think they can achieve it or whatever, eventually they kind of lose sight of what they was trying to do in the first place, which was
hmm
make and create. Like that's how I look at it.
The popularity. Now, I'm not going to say that I don't understand because I've been in the industry, like in this as deep as I can get, and I've learned it's a business move when you don't just make a song with just anybody.
Hmm.
So let's be realistic. If you want to make a song with somebody and you're an artist that's coming up, make sure that you have yourself in the better presentation for that artist to work with you, not just because they're gonna try to charge you 4,000 and you're like, yeah, I scraped up 4 grand to come and pay you, but you don't have nothing for the marketing on the song.
Right.
Be smart. Work with people that you know your sound is in that realm. Don't try to work with somebody that you know is, let's be realistic, some leagues ahead of you because it's not going to be a good record. It's You're
Hmm.
going to be outshined. You're not going to look like you're holding your own with that person. And at the end of the day, you want everybody that's going to be listening to that song to know and recognize that y'all are on the equal plane. But if you leave yourself to look like, oh no, I just did this song and paid them, it's not going to be a good look for you.
Right.
That's not what fans are looking for. Fans are looking for you to work with people that are going to actually favor your style, that are going to favor the music and direction and intentions that you have with your music. So if you just do a song with somebody just based off of, oh yeah, this person, you think that this person is going to give you this kind of views and all of that, it's not going to work for you because it's going to backfire. Because if
Do
that
you
artist
think?
really doesn't even put their all into the verse, then what does that say about you as the artist that they're doing a feature with?
Right. What do you think about the fact that no one, like, songs nowadays, 16 bars is a rare thing. What songs end so quick. That's one thing that really makes me mad about music nowadays. When if I do hear it, which I don't listen to a whole lot of new stuff, but when
Yeah,
I do hear something I like, it seems like it's over before I really, like, it's just over that quick. Within 2 minutes, the song's over and that's it. And it's just like, damn, man, I gotta replay it 10 times just to really enjoy it.
that's the trick. That's the trick.
That's what
Because
they.
that's the trick. It's the trick. Let's be realistic. We grew up in the era where a 3 to 5 minute song was something that everybody was enjoying, and that's
Hmm.
because it was an era where there wasn't mad people that you could listen to. Now, because you have an era of a lot of saturated music, that people are putting songs and artists in a playlist because they know that they can listen to multiple artists that will be making this kind of vibe of music. So that's the reason why these artists don't make them longer, because they're like, I'm not trying to compete with keeping you here, because they know that a lot of the people attention span now is a lot shorter.
Right.
Attention span before now was longer. It was like, yes, I'm here for the bridge. I'm here for the breakdown. I'm here for the intro. I'm here for the outro. I'm here for
Right.
all of that. I'm here for the instruments. I'm here. That's not what it is no more. And I'm not gonna try to even blame any specific artist. At the end of the day, the industry puts out what it puts out at a volume because they know that it's like a commercial.
Hmm.
So if I put out a song that's only 2 minutes, it's a commercial to sell your project. It's a commercial to sell whatever other songs that come after this. So that way we make sure that people want to, like, they don't feel like they're held too long to listen in, and they can go to the next record if they want to, or depending on what it is. But how many people just like you? There's so many people that feel exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
They feel like, wait a minute, why is this shit so short? Like, damn, like I would have wanted to hear some more, but that's based off of if you're in a group, if you actually work with each other like that, where you can have two rappers that'll rap a 16 and then do a 8 bar, do 8 bars back to back. There's not too many locks flows right now.
Right. Yeah.
There's not
That
too many. You know what I mean? So that's why
is
you see a
crazy.
lot of the OGs coming back. That's why you see a lot of the OGs being able to say, "Nah, we know what the culture needs right now, and that's what we're gonna give the culture." And the rest of y'all that are out there that rap like us, y'all better take this opportunity right now to go full throttle. Because if you don't go full throttle right now, it's like missing your opportunity on some stock.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, how many times have we missed our opportunity on some stock because it'll be so like um micro. They micromanage a lot of this shit because they're like, nah, we wanna have the control. We don't want the artist to have the control. The industry wants to control the sound waves, the length of a song, the amount of time that they're holding somebody's attention because they know that they've built partnerships. And those partnerships are like, nah, we need any songs that are gonna be on this platform to be this amount of time.
Hmm.
If it's any bit longer, it might affect the algorithm for us, and we're not feeling that.
Right.
And and we know a lot of these labels done invested in these same companies, so they basically own them. They own a
Right.
share in them, so they because they own a share in them, artists should be learning again. It's not just learning how the artists in the industry make out, learn how the industry heads make out off the industry. So you know how to invest within the industry that you're going to be swimming in.
Yep. That's
It
wild,
only
man.
makes sense.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know, man. So let's see. What another thing I wanted to ask you about? Have you kept up with the Boosie Badass situation lately?
I'm gonna say this. I keep seeing the videos and I have not yet clicked the link. I keep like watching everything else. Like, nah, I'm gonna wait until I see more shit pop up that says some shit about that before I even like try to jump in on it.
Yeah.
But fill me in, brother. Fill me in.
Okay. I'm gonna give you the rundown on the situation. It's crazy. So a while back he was in San Diego. He caught some gun charges, right? And the FBI picked the case up. So the feds picked the case up. They was going to hit him with the federal case today. No, yesterday it all got dropped, right? It got dropped. Boom, the case got dropped. He went to IG. He starts thanking the Lord. He starts saying all these pussies and woo, 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 these haters, woo, 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 woo. They hit him with a new case. They actually re-indicted him on the same case today.
Just different verbiage.
Yeah, so he's saying that they're hitting him, he's saying, which I kind of do believe this, because if you look at all this shit that Boosie's done been through and all the things he's done beat, they want him. Um, but
Give us something.
do you feel it's I don't know, what do you think about that situation? He says that it's more of a racial thing, but he's also saying that it's because he's Boosie Badass. Could it be both?
I'm gonna
Could it?
say.
Could it be
I'm gonna
him
say
flaunting the
coming.
situation when he beat it?
It could be all those things because you got to remember, moving in silence is not something that people do anymore. Let's be realistic, Loke. Like, moving
Yeah,
in
no.
silence, when you know that you've gotten away with something, why is nobody? Shh, I don't want none of my partners. I don't want nobody that's close to me saying nothing about this. Don't speak about it. I don't want you putting nothing on the internet. Nothing. But it's at the end of the day, that's not what happens. That's not what happens. If things get put into songs, and then it'll be, oh, and yes, I understand turning your life experiences into your art and putting it into that. I get it. But the one thing about it is it's still being smart about it.
Mhm.
It's still understanding, like, nah, do I want to put myself in this kind of situation? And a lot of times artists get into the position of, I got a lot of money, so I can cover the lawyer fees. So whatever's gonna happen, my lawyers can take care of it, because as long as I go about it like this, and who's to say they don't even play the music for their lawyer and be like, yo, listen to this and tell me if there's anything in here that I said that I can't put this record out. And if the lawyer's like, nah, go ahead. Yeah, nothing in there sounds like it's something that they can hold you to after it comes out. Who says that's not what they're doing too now?
Right.
That's the way I'm looking at it. Like, if you know you got a lot of these things, people back in the day was
Yep.
you wasn't saying nothing. I'm not talking to no cameras. I'm not saying nothing to anybody online. I'm not even talking to the homies. I'm keeping that shit to myself.
You're not even
And
talking on the phone like that. That's why I don't like conversations on the phone now. I cannot even carry a conversation on the phone because I don't like talking on the phone. Because back I was taught you don't talk on the phone like that.
bro, when they want you, they will go out of their way to find a way to get you. And if you at that point are not gonna be so militant on how you moving when things happen, I look at it like, yo, if and I'm not the kind of person that starts insinuating things like, oh, well, this person might be snitching. I'm not. Listen, I'm a civilian.
Mhm.
I'm a civilian with a lot of street connections. So at the end of the day, I have people that are in the street that be like, see, you're not a civilian. But I'm like, I'm a civilian. Even though I know how to navigate myself in these areas and things like that, I'm still a civilian
Right.
because I'm not in it, but I still know about it and I know enough to where I could be like, nah, these are things that you're not supposed to do. Nah, you're supposed to stay away from that. You got to be diplomatic and militant enough to know when not to even express nothing, because when what do even lawyers say, even if you're Caucasian? You know how many times I've seen the videos on Facebook be like, they be like, the two lawyer guys, they be like, when you get pulled over by the cops, what are you supposed to do? Shut the fuck up.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Anybody ask you any questions in an interview, what are you supposed to do? I can't speak on that right now.
Yep. Yep. And I don't know, man. And exactly, we're gonna go back to what you just said. The thing about it is, they went beyond. They went over and beyond to get him, and I truly believe it's because he went straight to IG as soon as it got dropped. He went straight to IG and started calling them names, started talking his shit. Bro. He took, I believe they said he took 31 members of his family and bought out Universal Studios to celebrate. I mean, which it's cool to celebrate, but damn, like, just rub it
He
in
hit
their
him.
face.
He
Just
hit him
rub
with
it
the
in their
Smokey.
face.
He hit him with the Smokey. He said, "I'm gonna be quiet." It's Smokey and Debo. He said, "I'm gonna be quiet right now, but when you leave, I'm gonna talk all my shit."
Right.
Oh yeah, y'all can't get me. All right, I'm going in. But that's the whole thing about it, is that speculation is speculation, and if cops come with speculation, and your lawyer's good enough where that lawyer can tell you, like, listen, nah, all they got is speculation. They can't hold you on nothing. They can't do none of this. So if you want to
Hmm.
blast him, blast him. That's who Boosie is. Boosie
Right.
Boosie will blast. Boosie gonna blast you. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, look at like the Mo3 situation and all these things. Nobody knows what's really going on, but they're gonna put things because why? Because they need people to have whatever perspective they can have.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, nope. If you until I see facts, I'm not coming up with no judgment. Until I see these type of things, I don't sit here and be like, oh yeah, 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 da da da. Nope, nope, because that's not my place to do that. Until you see actual facts of something, that's where we go from. But yeah, we've been following Boosie long enough to know, and I'm not even like I listened to some of Boosie, but I wasn't following Boosie like that. But because of YouTubers and YouTube content and
Hmm.
being able to follow that and see how things have been laid out based off of the information that people have been able to put out that is already out there, it's like saying, hey, when you know this at this point, that's how Boosie make his money.
Yep. And that
Like
goes to
let's be realistic.
that's what CB was just saying. She says he's always on YouTube. And then that's true. He's all over YouTube with all kinds of shenanigans, all kinds of different shenanigans. But I
So at the
think
end
he'll
of the
beat
day,
it.
it's
I
like
think
keep
he'll beat the
going.
case. Honestly, I
Of
don't.
course.
I mean, I don't
But
know. They say it's a 98% conviction rate, but I mean, if he made it drop the first time, I don't. I'm pretty sure he's. I mean, I would like to think. I hope he does, man. I hope Boosie, if you watching this, I hope you beat it, bro. I
hey,
really do.
harassment goes a long way. And at the
Yeah.
end of the day, I feel like what Boosie does is if you're gonna harass me, I'm gonna use my fifth my freedom of speech.
Hmm.
Imma use that. Imma speak. Imma let that and Imma say how I feel because at the end of the day, y'all keep fucking with me because there's people that take their charges. If I know that I'm wrong and you got me red-handed, Imma take my charges. I'm not gonna bullshit you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say, oh, da 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 da. They gonna take it. But if I know
Hmm.
that you drumming up some stuff and you trying to put something on me, or you just trying to make this look this way because of my history and things like that, and things that I've gone through because you want to make me look bad, you want to tarnish. We've already seen Boosie's like, listen, I'm coming for my money. So when it comes
Yeah.
down to it, Boosie coming for his money when it comes to the cops. Like Boosie be
Yeah.
like, listen, y'all gonna play with my bread? Please. You already see how I do these rappers. What you think I'm gonna do when it comes to your ass?
Yep. Facts. Facts, man. It's
You
just
know what I
wild.
mean? Like salute to Boosie. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
salute to
for
Boosie, man.
hey,
But just to touch on the situation a little more, just to give you a little more information, since we're talking about he's on the internet. You know what actually got him hemmed up? He didn't even have nothing to do with it. The original, he didn't even have nothing to do with the situation. Someone took a picture. He was making a video, and they was actually watching the people that was shooting the video, right? So they was watching their IGs and all that. They was under investigation, and they took a picture of him in the video and tagged him on the IG. And in the picture, he had a pistol in his pants. So the police, that's what made everything pop off with him with this Fed case. But
it's like it was fake officers. It was fake. All right.
yeah,
This is called prop. You cannot charge me for something that is prop. And if
yeah,
unless you bag me when I had it on me, there's no way for you to be able to tell me that this was prop or not. Let's be realistic. So
yeah. They kind of did bag
you
him though,
using a
because
picture.
they pulled him over. They pulled him over and found it in his car.
Was it prop or was it real?
Oh, it was real. And
Was he now wait a minute. Now, if it wasn't on his person and he wasn't the only person in the car, is there somebody else that is going to be trying to take that's going to be taking, taking the
well,
responsibility for that?
his security was supposed to take the responsibility. It was supposed to be his securities, but from the way the story goes, his security only took one, and then didn't take the one that they found in the seat. So I don't know, because the videos I was watching about, they said that he was yelling at his security when they was locked up, getting on him about not taking it. So
Oh man. Oh man.
it's crazy.
You see
It's
how
wild.
you see how I'm trying to be diplomatic with it, brother? Nah, nah. Like Boosie too smart. Like, nah, Boosie would hey, you see
It's
Logan's like,
wild,
no.
man.
Logan's like, no, black. Yeah, that all that happened and he on
You
he was
know,
like,
do you know now check this out. Do you know
oh man.
how he got the charges dropped? They went back to the what is it, the Second Amendment, right? They went all the way back. His lawyers went all the way back to the Second Amendment because there was a case in California where an individual was charged with convicted felon with a firearm, blah 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 blah. They went back to the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment actually says that felons are allowed to own firearms as long as their sentence is served. Well, muskets. Back then they had muskets, but it's the same shit.
Yeah, man, it
So,
facts.
you know, uh, um, yeah, man, it was a
Nah.
very interesting video. I was like, damn, I could get my firearms back. I didn't know that. So that would be my next step. I'm gonna learn how to get my firearms back. But
But you see the education that can be taken from this scenario and this situation?
right. Oh yeah.
That is the whole because I didn't even know that.
Blew my
I
mind
didn't even
today.
know that. Like, and that's the thing. Okay, listen to everybody out there right now. I hope y'all understand that this is and when these type of situations happen, it's the universe saying, learn about the society that you live in and learn how you can take your rights back. Don't feel
Exactly.
like once this happens that that means you no longer have any rights. That means that you no longer have the right to feel as a human being or feel like you have the right to protect yourself and defend what is yours and things. Don't do that. Go through every and fight every necessary step that you need to. Do not sit back and let them put all this and stack all this shit over you and make you feel like you can't. Nah,
Yeah.
nah.
Exactly.
Nah, because that's the mind game. That's the tricking you out of your spot. That's tricking you to believe that oh well you did this at this point so you don't have no
Right.
no because at the end of the day the ones that should be held the most accountable for tricking many people out of their spots they won't take that accountability. They're sitting at the top right now, which
Hmm.
is the government, and they're just rolling with it.
Right.
So understand, learn, learn your not say enemy, but learn who you need to learn in order to make sure that you live free. Bottom line, learn
Bottom line.
everything that you need to learn so that way you live free. No matter what you've gone through in your life, that does not define you. What defines you is what you allow to define you.
Yep. Exactly, man. But yeah. By the way, man. Speaking of Boston. And by the way, these lights, I just want all my get
Get
greens out
green,
there, all my green lives out there. I just
get
want y'all to
green.
know that these lights are dedicated to y'all. I know CB's like, hey, them lights look good. I made them green especially for y'all tonight.
Yeah, you already
So
know, brother.
I just, it's all love over here, man. And I want to give a shout out to 1090 Jake. He's a Boston channel. I don't know if you know him, but that's where I learned all
Yeah, I
this
do.
information today off his videos. So I appreciate him putting that out there because I had no clue about any of that,
Mm.
honestly. So I'm like, oh man, it taught me
See,
something today, and I was
this how deep things get because we're always educating ourselves no matter what we're doing. You know what I mean? As long as that's your intentions, no matter what you're doing, stay educating yourself so that way you can level up.
yep, exactly. Education,
And you
man.
already on
Knowledge
your
is
1090
power.
Jake. You already on your 1090 Jake, man. You just all you need, Lo, is just to keep doing what you're doing, brother, and you're gonna be right back to where you was when we off the last channel and right back to proceeding and
Oh
and
yeah.
and and building even bigger.
Well, we're gonna do better this time, man, because
Of
the
course,
the last time, even though the channel was blowing up, I wasn't happy with the path it was starting to take.
it was the
But
trolls.
it just it was a lot of negative content. It was just so much drama and negative content and individuals crying to me in my DMs and take the video down and all this little crybaby shit. And I mean, it was just stressful. I was like, y'all some grown ass gangsters and y'all over here crying. But so I wasn't happy with. So with this one right here, man, I decided um we gonna get back to that fan bam loped out TV route to where we gonna have
Mm,
fun with it. It ain't
yeah,
it started becoming more of a job than anything because I started wanting that. Well, damn, the numbers, you know. So now we
yeah.
going to get back to trying to have fun with it and enjoying, actually where I can enjoy it. Because if I can't enjoy it, it really ain't no point in doing it. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the same. It's the same thing with the music, brother. Like the reason why I'm still doing what I'm doing now is because it got to a point where I had to realize that I was being too serious to get to a point where it's like,
Hmm.
no, you have to enjoy yourself to get to that point. You have to be, you have to embrace what you're doing because that means that you really will get to that point. It's not about doing all these things and being so strategic. Like, no, if you want to get there, you'll get there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
at the end of the day, if you want to get there, you'll get there. But if you start thinking so much of how like in not in the competition of self, but a competition with other people, that's when you start drifting away from what's really good for you. You start doing
Hmm.
all the things where it's like, oh yeah, well, I see all this, and then nah, don't internalize none of that. Do what is best for you. Do what is good for you. Keep doing that. And in the end, that's what's gonna build what you need to build. Period.
Exactly. Exactly.
Period.
Yeah, so we gonna and and that's another thing, man, that individuals like, oh man, he lost that channel. But I said, do y'all only think that there's 20,000 people out there in the world? Do you think that this is the only lane that you could go in to have people come to your channel? You know how many genres is there's things on YouTube that you never see. You unless you go exploring for it, you'll never even know it's there.
Exactly.
And I started
Exactly.
thinking about that. I said, man, I don't have to just do this. I don't have to do, I could do what I want to do. And I could bring people from here. I could bring individuals from here, and 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 so that's what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna try to I'm getting back to the fun. We're gonna start having some fun with it. I'm gonna start making content that I enjoy making. I gotta get back on the lives, I gotta get back on the stream yards, you
You
know.
will. You will.
We gotta do all that, man. But yeah, we're gonna get there. It ain't no thing but a chicken wing.
And you already know that, brother. Because I even
Ain't
got to
nothing
do the
to
same
it
thing.
but to do it. That's what they say.
And as long as you have you have life in you, you're gonna do it.
That's right. That's
As
right,
long as
man.
you got life in you, look, you're gonna do it, brother.
Most definitely, man. So, yeah, bro, I really appreciate you coming through,
I appreciate you
chopping it up
having
with
me.
me, man. It was a good conversation, as always,
Definitely, definitely. Make sure y'all tap in, go to my Spotify, iTunes, or just matter of fact, just go to my IG, BLAKSEAGLMG. Hit the link in the bio. You see everything that you need to see. Distro Kid. I'm on Spotify, iTunes, all of that. New song out right now, Lord Forgive Me, featuring Nita's World, produced by Paulie Cicero. Shout out to Loke. Loke, you're the man. I
Hey, I
appreciate you having me
appreciate you.
again. You know what I mean? Like we can it's always good to have a real genuine conversation with you, brother. You know what I mean? And I know right now for us, it's like it's a representation of not just the East Coast, but it's also many coasts. You know what I mean? So
Right.
so salute to all coasts. Everybody keep doing what y'all doing. Green life is what we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Empower,
we're
educate
everywhere.
everyone. That's
We're
it.
everywhere, man. As a
You
matter of
already
fact,
know, bro.
I'm telling you, I'm trying to get an artist on here from Germany. I hope he don't speak German though. He speaks English, but we go. If he speaks German, I don't know how it's going to go, bro. I don't know what the communication is going to be
You're
like,
gonna have
but
you're gonna have to put the subtitles where you're gonna be asking questions, and you're gonna have to tell them, "Oh, I already asked these questions." You're gonna have to you're
it's
gonna have
going
to
to be
have somebody
crazy.
on there. You're gonna need a translator on that bad boy, which will be good too. You know what I mean? Because
Yep.
if you have a translator on there, that works out too, bro. You know what I mean? Like it makes everything like listen. No matter what the obstacles could be, you see yourself as either you're gonna get over it or you're gonna crush that motherfucker and
Yeah.
go straight through it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Mr. Tekken 915 in the house. Hey, the
Hey,
link
salute,
is
salute.
pinned. The link is pinned right there in the chat. I keep pointing down, but I'm not sure if it's down in the chat. It's
Yeah, it's in
down to
the
me.
chat.
So that's where the
It's in the
link
chat.
is. hit the link. Go check his channel out. He just dropped a new one today. So y'all go check it out. Run it up. Show love. Mr. Tekken 915. He's from El Paso. He's an artist out of El Paso. He was
Hey,
on here not too long ago. He does his
bet,
thing.
bet. If anybody got shows, any promoters that could be, that could be watching, any artists that got shows, whatever hood, let me know. Tap in with me. I'm about traveling. All right,
Right.
we locked in. Seatbelt strapped. We out here. So
That's
hit
right.
me. Let me know. Let's work. I'm about making good music. That's all we doing. Good music. No matter
That's
what
right.
hood, what area, and it doesn't even matter what language. All right.
That's right.
Let's make good
Music
music.
is universal. U-
Exactly.
Universal. I tell you.
Exactly.
So yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on here, man. Much love, much
Hey,
respect. Big shout out to
you too.
everyone in the chat. Y'all was doing y'all's thing down there, man. This was a real positive chat too, and that's another thing I like about,
Yo, dead ass.
you know, ain't no troll. I think all the trolls decided to leave me alone because we was banging them out, bam, bam. Last time we was just going in and knocking them
Shout out
out,
to
bam, bam, bam.
CB420. Shout out to
Yeah, big shout out
CB420.
to the
Gang,
fan
gang.
bam. So yeah, bro, I hope you have a blessed night. Like I said,
You too,
y'all
brother.
make sure y'all check him out. Much love, much respect. Thank you for coming through, giving me your time, man. It was a good conversation. I enjoyed it. You
Blessings,
already
King.
know, man.
You already know, King.
Okay, bro. Y'all already know how we
Get
do it. We
green.
gonna keep that shit loped out, no doubt,
No
for
doubt.
real, and we gonna
For
get
real.
green. You
Get
know what I'm
green.
saying? Y'all have a blessed night. That being said, we out.